cash flow is like oxygen. You can't live very long without it, can you? So we're going to show you right here, right now, how to create cash flow in real estate. Here we go. You know, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you the golden goose of retirement through cash flow in real estate. I'm also going to show you some ways you probably never thought of to create cash flow through real estate. And we're going to cover some common things, not just increasing rents or decreasing expenses, but some other creative ways to create cash flow in real estate I'm sure you probably never heard of. So let's dive right in right now. Here we go. One of the ways to create cash flow in real estate is to charge a finder's fee for joint venture deals. That means you go out, you find a property, you joint venture with someone, or you let somebody else get the property, but you charge a finder's fee for doing that. That creates cash flow and gives people an opportunity to either joint venture with you, often called JV, or you sell the property and charge a finder's fee for doing it, or a fee on top of whatever you got the property negotiated for. Another thing that we can do is a lease option sale. A lease option sale, in terms of creating cash flow in real estate, is creating something where maybe the property leases for $1,000 a month, but because they have a lease option, we're going to charge $1,200 a month. So we're going to get an extra $200 over rent for the option fee. And that option fee may last for 12, 36 months, however long it is. And that $200, a part of that will go towards the purchase price, or it may not. But you can get elevated rents by having a lease option. And that's another way to create additional cash flow in real estate. Financing buyers is another way to create cash flow in real estate. When you sell a property, maybe they get a first mortgage, but you carry a second mortgage, okay? Because you don't own the property free and clear. So their first mortgage pays off your existing debt, but you carry a second mortgage. So let me give you an example. We got a property that we're selling for $200,000. You're selling it. You owe $110,000. So at close of escrow, you would have got, let's forget all the costs of closing, you would have got $90,000, right? Now, the person buying the property for $200,000, they want to get a loan. So they're going to get a loan for $150,000. And they're going to put $50,000 down. But they don't have $50,000. They got $30,000. So they ask you if they could put $30,000 down and you could carry a second for $20,000. So 20 plus $150 is $170,000 in new loan, and they only need $30,000 to get to the $200,000. You follow? Okay, so what that means in real life is that you're going to create cash on this $20,000, and maybe you're going to charge them, I don't know, 10%. So you're going to get $2,000 a year in interest at 10% for your second. So they're going to have two payments. They're going to have their first loan and their second loan. I'm sorry, their first loan and their second loan over here, second loan here. And instead of putting $50,000 down, they're only going to put $30,000 down. That allows them to get into the property because they don't have $50,000. Allows you to sell the property, and you're carrying a second for $20,000 that gives you $2,000 a year in income that you wouldn't have had otherwise. Hence, you created cash flow from real estate. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk to you about here is the holy grail of real estate investing. It is the retirement strategy that many people use who don't want to be in real estate anymore as an owner, but want that cash flow from real estate. Be sure to subscribe so you can find out all this pretty cool information, because this is going to make a difference in your retirement. And it's something I tell many of my friends, and I've seen many people do, who are a little bit older and no longer want to be actively dealing with tenants, but still want that income from real estate. So here we go. Trust deeds. What are trust deeds? Trust deeds are mortgages that are private. They are when people like you and me, maybe when we're a little older, lend money on property and get a payment. Much like a big bank would do a mortgage, the trust deeds are basically mortgages but they're private mortgages. So let me show you how that works. Let's say I'm 72 years old and I have $400,000 in my 401k or in my retirement. And I only have 400,000, okay? 400,000 is all I got. And I'm 72. I'm 72 years old. I plan on living longer and I need income to live. So my 400,000, I can invest that in trust deeds at say 10%, private money trust deeds, first trust deeds, and get an income of $40,000 a year. Okay? $40,000 a year in income at 72 is going to make a significant difference for me. My Social Security might be $20,000 a year. My $40,000 gives me $60,000 a year or $5,000 a month to live on. If I don't have this trust deed, I'm going to be eating away at the $400,000. And how many years is it going to take to eat that up? 10 years at $40,000 a year. But in this method, I'm not eating it up. I've got the money secured against the property. If the property pays off, I put it into another property. This is how many people retire. They invest in trust deeds with younger people like me or others who are actively buying, selling, investing in real estate, who pay them, and they get paid income so that they can retire as well. I saw this movie one time about a logging operation in Oregon. And the great-grandfather worked there, the grandfather worked there, the father worked there, the son worked there, and his kids worked there. And the great-grandfather and the grandfather were both retired. And everybody worked at the plant paying a retirement to these other people that have worked there for years, okay? And it was sort of a system, right? The younger people got paid, the older people also got paid until they passed away. Similarly, in real estate, you have people that are very active doing flips, fixing, operating buildings and all that. But at some point, for some people, they don't want to be involved in that anymore, or they've never been involved in real estate, but they need a source of income. They've been in other businesses. So this is a way for them to generate income rather than leaving the money in the bank and getting 1, 2, 3, or 1/4% or nothing at all. Okay, another way to create wealth and cash flow in real estate is to divide lots or rezone lots. So you may have a piece of property that is zoned industrial and it could be rezoned for multifamily. And so now the value goes up because you can put 20 houses on it and those houses can sell for considerably more money than an industrial building on the same property. So that's another way that you can create cash flow and wealth with real estate. So there are ways to rezone property where you can get more value out of the property. And there are examples of many people who've done that to make money over the years. Taking farmland, turning it into a residential development, for example, many of you have seen that, increasing the value of the property. On a smaller scale, you may have a big land lot with a house on it and be able to divide that into 2 lots and build a second home or sell the lot off to another developer to build a home or a homeowner to build a home. So you have value in your property by dividing it in half. You now have 2 properties, which is worth more than 1. And lastly, in real estate, one of the ways to build cash flow and wealth is to be patient. How many of you have had properties that your family or friends have owned for years and you've seen the value just go crazy over the years? Why? Because construction costs are up, materials are up, land is harder to get, sewer capacity is limited, water is limited, so there's only so much that can be built, right? So that what is built becomes worth more valuable. So the last way to build cash flow and wealth in real estate is when you own real estate to be patient, okay? Just because you can make a quick buck doesn't mean you should sell. I often say, what makes more sense? The person that bought a property and sold it and made $30,000, or the person that bought a property and waited 10 years and made $300,000? Which one do you want to be? I'm Paul Maguire. I'm writing a new book. Down in the description, go ahead and click the link below and I'll be happy to send you my book. Join me on the next video where I talk about all kinds of cool stuff about real estate, wealth building, management. I'll see you there.